Ndugu wanahabari, leo tumekuiteni hapa kama klabu ya Simba kwa kazi moja kubwa ya kuweza kumtambulisha Afisa Mtendaji Mkuu wa klabu ya Simba. Kama mtakumbuka, huko nyuma tuliwatangazia kwamba Simba inatafuta afisa mtendaji mkuu sambamba na watendaji wengine wa klabu ya Simba. Mchakato ulikuwa ni mrefu kwa sababu tulitangaza hii kazi kwa watu wote ndani ya Tanzania na nje ya Tanzania. Katika nafasi hii ya afisa mtendaji mkuu waliomba watu 8. Katika 8 hao 6 walikuwa ni wa Tanzania na 2 walikuwa ni raia wa nje. Mmoja alikuwa ni raia wa Marekani na mwingine alikuwa ni raia wa Afrika ya Kusini. Baada ya kupata maombi yale, tulimtafuta mwelekezi katika masuala ya rasilimali watu ili aweze kutuchambulia kwamba ni wapi wenye sifa. Na sifa tulikuwa tunaitaka ni pamoja na elimu, lakini mtu awe na uzoefu katika uongozi wa michezo. Uongozi ni uongozi. Unaweza kuwa umeongoza benki, unaweza kuwa umeongoza bima, unaweza kama umeongoza wizara, lakini sisi tulikuwa tunataka kwamba tumpate kiongozi aliye na uzoefu wa uongozi wa michezo. Sasa baada ya kupitia maombi yale, yalichujwa majina kupatikana watu 2 wenye sifa. Katika watu 2 wenye sifa hao ndio tulifanyia usaili na kamati maalum ya bodi iliyosimamia zoezi hilo ambayo nililiongoza mimi mwenyewe. Sasa huyo mtu alishapatikana, lakini tulichelewa kumtangaza kwa sababu alikuwa hajapata kibali cha kazi. Sasa juzi amepata kibali cha kazi na sasa hivi tunafuatilia kibali cha makazi. Tukaona basi wakati tunafuatilia kibali cha makazi, ni vizuri tumjulishe mtu huyo kwa umma, kwa wana Simba na Watanzania waweze kumfahamu. Na atakapofika hapa nitamtangaza huyu mtu ni nani na mtaweza kumuona, na baada ya hapo nitamkaribisha azungumze nanyi, na baada ya hapo tutakuwa na maswali. Kwa hiyo naomba mvute subira wakati mtendaji mkuu mpya wa klabu ya Simba tukiweza kujulisha umma wa Tanzania ni nani. Naomba pia niwaondoe shaka wana Simba. Baada ya kufanya mabadiliko ya uendeshaji wa klabu kutoka klabu ya wanachama kuwa kampuni inayomilikiwa na watu 2 kwa maana ya wanachama na mwekezaji, ni vizuri pia klabu ikawa na uendeshaji wa uweledi ili tuweze kupiga hatua kubwa. Kwa hiyo bodi imejali kwamba tumtafute mwekezaji, ndio huyu anaingia hapa, tumtafute mwekezaji mwendeshaji ambaye atatusaidia kwenye kuendesha klabu yetu kwa uweledi zaidi. Kwa hiyo jamani, mbele yenu mnaye bwana Senzo Mazingiza. Yeye ndiye anakuwa afisa mtendaji mkuu wa klabu ya Simba. Yeye ni raia wa Afrika Kusini. Ana uzoefu mkubwa sana wa mambo ya michezo. Amefanya kazi kwenye klabu mbalimbali Orlando Pirates, Platinum Stars, lakini pia amefanya kwenye shirikisho la soka la Afrika Kusini, lakini pia alikuwa mmoja wapo wa waandalizi watendaji wakubwa wakati wa kombe la dunia kule South Africa. Kwa hiyo sisi tunaamini Simba imepata mtendaji mkuu halisi, na huyu atatupeleka mbele zaidi katika utendaji. Kwa hiyo baada ya kuongea haya, nitamkaribisha azungumze nanyi, aeleze mikakati yake na nguvu zake na utendaji wake. Ataeleza pia na historia yake, na atajaribu kusema nini anatarajia kukifanya katika muda ambao atakuwa klabu ya Simba. So Mr. Senzo, before you, the members of the press, I've just introduced to you that you're a new CEO of Simba Sports Club, and I've just told them, through them, the public, we're live on Azam Sport 2, so the whole country, outside country, Tanzania, they're watching, that when we advertised for the post of CEO, we had 8 applicants, and out of the 8, 6 were Tanzanians, and 2 were non-Tanzanian, South African, who's you, and the American. And after that rigorous exercise, you emerged the best candidate of all. So congratulations very much.
Thank you very much
for the job. You just won. But I've told them that the expectation of the club after transformation, the board thought they need someone who can take this club in a more professional way. And Simba members and fans' expectations are very high. And we hope that by this appointment, you'll do justice to the club to ensure that the experience, the skills you have gained in managing the football affair, the soccer affairs in South Africa and various institutions, football club, federation, will be an asset for Simba in the years to come. So without much ado, I welcome you to speak before the members of the press. I know you are a quick learner in Swahili. You'll be able to put some few words in Swahili. But I know after 3 months, you'll be able to speak a good Swahili to most Tanzanians. Otherwise, also most Tanzanians do speak English. Yeah. So this will not be a big problem. So please, Mr. Senzo, karibu, uzungumze na media. I think you better move to this position.
No, thank you.
Please.
Asante sana CEO.
Yeah, asante. Former CEO.
If you allow me, I will read. I've prepared a small speech. Katika mkutano wa hivi karibuni wa SADC uliofanyika hapa Dar es Salaam, mmoja ya mazimio yaliyokuchiliwa na wajumbe ilikuwa kutambua Kiswahili kama moja ya lugha ramzi inayotimua na tuma za SADC. Ninajikuta kuwa inanibidi kufuata msimamo na kujifunza lugha ya kipekee inayozungumzwa Afrika Mashariki, hasa kwa sasa nikiwa mkaa wa hapa Tanzania kwa muda. Karibu. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Firstly, greetings to all who are gathered here, especially I see that these members of media who are here. The most important component of our sport in Africa and the whole world, it's media. So we are very excited that you've honored the invitation from Crescentius Magori, our former CEO, to come and grace us with your presence as the announcement of my new appointment to the club. I also would like to take the opportunity to appreciate the the opportunity that this gigantic club has offered me. Simba is a very big club, not only in East Africa. I've done a lot of research and I've been following the club for a couple of months now. I can't claim that I've been following it for all these years, but for the couple of months I've been following Simba and I've learned that it's a big club. We can only take it to the next level. We can ensure that it's not only an East African-based club, rather it's an African giant, like all these other big giants that we know of in Africa. I'm joining Simba Sports Club at a very crucial stage of its transformation, and I must convey my excitement in the achievement that the club has achieved so far. Transforming is not an easy process. It takes time, it takes sacrifice. There's always people who believe, others don't believe in the process. But I think this is the right path. It has happened in a number of big clubs around the world. I must say that football is unique in every country and every continent. I'm sure that this is the same here in Tanzania with its football. Please do not expect any miracles from me, except that there's going to be several reforms in the club. And these reforms are aimed at shaping the new dawn of professional approach at Simba Sports Club. I commit to a transparent, professional, and collective leadership in my secretariat. I expect to meet many different stakeholders within the club to agree on some few issues and also agree on terms of reference as to how best to move forward. This is a very, very, very unique club with its unique history and norms. It is important to acknowledge this as I embark on my duties to ensure that Simba Sports Club legacy and its history remains intact. I'm sure that one of the burning questions from most of you gathered here is that, where am I going to start? What is that I'm going to do first to ensure that we achieve what we intend to achieve? Well, in brief, the following are the key focus areas which I intend to perfect during my tenure as the CEO of Simba Sports Club. Firstly, the internal restructuring. We need to have an independent professional management structure to drive the club forward. Secondly, transformation of football. Recruitment of players, alignment of all the development teams. You know, there's this concept in football that a club is a senior team that's playing the Premier League. A club consists of a number of teams, from juniors, ladies clubs, all the way to the senior team. That's what makes the club. So I believe that if we insist and put systems in place to ensure that the football part of this club is transformed, we will be able to achieve most of desired outcomes. Thirdly, I want to focus on promotion of Simba Sports Club as a selling brand in East Africa and the rest of the continent. We need to take Simba to the world. We need to employ aggressive marketing and selling of this brand. As an example, in Spain, in a few years ago, a number of clubs reformed, and one of the best things that they managed to do, even in England, is to sell their brand beyond their borders. It is important for us to ensure that Simba is not seen only as a giant in Tanzania, East Africa, but the entire African continent. In that way, we ensure that even when we start competing at the CAF level, we are able to hold our own. I know that recently there was a very big disappointment that we were knocked out of the CAF Champions League in the first round. Well, that is a running CAF. We need to do better. We need to ensure that in the next round of matches we are prepared and ready for that competition. The other aspects which we would like to focus on, the development of new business. We need to diversify our revenue streams. I know that it's history in Tanzania and East Africa that clubs are run through members, through donations, through gate takings and all that. We need to find ways to better get revenues for the club. Gone are those days whereby we just wait for the boss to give money, take the money, play the players, and then we move on. We need to find ways. How do we get business? How do we ensure that the club has got enough funds to sustain itself going forward? You understand? So these are the ways in which we're looking at going forward to ensure that we diversify in terms of our revenue streams. The most important thing, the transformation of fans from being fans and members to being customers. What is the use of having 65,000 supporters at the stadium, but those supporters or fans just remain fans? Let's turn those supporters into customers. So when you are a Simba member, you know that I'm a customer of Simba. Every 2 shillings that I spend, they must be spent towards ensuring that Simba becomes a better club. Everything that we do, we must start thinking Simba, how we spend our money, how we do our things. I know that, Mr. Magori, there's a number of initiatives that have already started under your leadership to ensure that there's loyalty cards that we've introduced recently. So those things will ensure that you not only see yourself as a Simba sports club member or fan, rather a customer to this a big club. So we employ a number of strategies to ensure that we become business partners in this project. So these are a few focus areas I thought I will share with you. And of course, I will expand on all of these areas in details in the next few weeks. It's not going to be smooth sailing. I'm aware that there's going to be challenging circumstances. It's never easy. Change is not always easy. It comes with its own challenges, And I'm not coming here with a big-headed attitude to say that I'll change things. I understand that the landscape is different. There are people that have been here longer than I was who know the space better. So I'll be looking forward to working with everybody as we navigate this important transformation of this beautiful club. In closing, I would like to assure you that this list is not the only thing that we'll focus on. We will be announcing several short-term strategies to ensure that we remain relevant in the African continent after, of course, the devastating first-round exit in the CAF Champions League. We are currently Premier League champions. We need to defend our Vodacom Premier League Championship. That's what we focus on in football. We have a Federation Cup, we've got Sports Pesa Challenge, and Mapinduzi Cup competition to play. So I said it's not all easy. It's not all over because CAF is gone. We've got all these important competitions that we need to focus on. So I would also say that Coach Patrick Osasem and his technical team, they have a lot of work to do ahead of them, and we need to continue supporting their efforts, and we must ensure that we fill those stadiums. What I've seen when I came to Simba CEO, when you invited me for the open day, I've been here in the country for some time now. I managed to hide myself, but when I was here during the Simba Day, I was fascinated. I've been all over the African continent. We are the only people that come close to what Simba can do are the North Africans. Even back home, the only clubs that are close, them. There's only 2. Now there's a third one that is a recent CAF champions, Mamelodi Sundowns. So I was very, very impressed. So I'm saying let's not only fill the stadiums when we have Simba Day. Let all the Simba Premier League matches be as full as it was during the Simba Day. Haji, I've been following you from media. The work you do with the club is amazing. So we need to continue to ensure that people come to the stadium. There is no need sitting at home and not coming. By coming to the stadium, at least that 10 shilling that we pay for the gate intake assist the club to go forward. Your singing, your cheering of the players makes us, more lethal in front of our opposition. So I'm putting in a plea to all our fans and members of Simba. Let's come to our matches. Let's support this club. We've got a lot of things to worry about. CAF is behind us. We've got a number of commitments that we need to worry about. So on that note, I would also like to take this opportunity to wish Taifa Stars all the best tomorrow against Burundi. The 1-0 draw away was very, very important, though we've equalized, but it's very, very important. So I hope that, because, the success of your national team, is not only a success of the national team, but it's a success of the league itself. That means our league is competitive. That means we've got players that can compete at a high level. So I'm hopeful that Taifa Stars can go to the next level, and I wish them all the best. And really, with those few words, I would like to say thank you. Asante.
Asante.
Okay. Thank you.
Haya, ndugu zangu, kama kuna maswali, any question?
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Mwana.
Right.
Congratulations for having that post. How tough have you discovered the post you have?
Okay, you can take 5. Take 5 questions.
Mwingine maswali matano.
Okay, thank you. My name is Juma Ayo from AFM Radio, based in Dodoma. First of all, let me congratulate you because historically it seems your CV is very, very good. Thank you very much, and you're warmly welcome in Tanzania.
Thank you very much.
My question, I will read it as I wrote it. Last time you were the leader of the Platinum FC, if I'm not mistaken, and then you left the club. But after you left it, the team was scattered. I need to know from you why you left and why did the club break up after you left? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another question?
Hata Kiswahili kama
Unaweza kuuliza Kiswahili afu tuka.
Okay, let me answer those while they are thinking. Yes. No job is easy. First question, it says, how tough is my job? No job is easy. Even if you're at the hotel, you're hired to be a cleaner here, it's tough. Because you must ensure the beds are done in a certain way. You must ensure that it's clean. So no job is easy, but at least you stand a better chance to do well in a job if you've done it before elsewhere. The experience, the skill to be able to do the job, So as I said to you, it's not going to be only me as a CEO to run the club, but I'll have a support. And I'm not taking this lightly. It's going to be a very, very challenging job, but I'm sure I'll be able to manage. I've got the prerequisite skills to do my job, and I'm sure that we will succeed in that aspect. Why I left Platinum Stars, and after I've left, things fell apart. This is a question that even back home we have not dealt with. If you allow me, Platinum Stars was owned by a group of a nation which is rich in wealth and minerals. They've got their community that they support in terms of monies. They give monies to the community. They assist them with electricity, water, and all those other things. So football came as part of something that they thought would be something nice to have for the community. They built a stadium there. There's Royal Bafokeng Stadium that they have there. They've got a beautiful training facility which Simba used during the pre-season currently. The reason why I left is that the owners of the club made it clear that they no longer want to be involved in football going forward. So going forward, it was very apparent that they were going to sell the club. It was apparent that they didn't want anything to do with the club going forward. So I could not sit and find myself in a position whereby I've been told that we are going to close shop, we're going to sell this. So I felt it's good that I move on and do other things, because as much as you work for an organization, you also have your personal career that you need to worry about. So the affairs of the club, it was a very good success in my tenure, if I may say. I arrived at Platinum Stars in 2013. And on my arrival, they had not won a trophy over 10 years. On my arrival, we did some few changes. We won 2 trophies. We won the MTN 8 Top 8 Cup. We went on to win the Telkom Cup. And guess what? We won these trophies against my former club, Orlando Pirates. So there's been a good success at the club. Unfortunately, the owners decided that no, they no longer want to be involved in football. They've got other important issues to worry about. And then I felt it's time for me to move on to also look for other opportunities as an individual. I think that's what has happened at Platinum Stars.
Thank you, Bas. Can I add?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Which way can you help Simba Sports Club to win revenue from the abroad, apart from denoting money from the other sources or local sources, like depending on their fans or their supporters? That is the question.
Look, it's a very good question. That process does not happen instantly. Firstly, we need to build our brand. We must be seen as a club that everybody wants to invite. You see, when there's big competitions all over the African continent, they will always look for teams that are playing in the top 4 of the Champions League or CAF Confederations Cup. So we need to deal with our image, our branding as a club, so that we are seen as a sought-after property, so that when there's big competitions outside the country, we are able to be invited as well. Typical example, everybody wants to play TP Mazembe. Why? Because they're a giant in African football. They've achieved a lot of things in African football. So when you bring TP Mazembe to your country for any friendly matches, you are guaranteed that people will follow that match because it's a well-known club. So we need to work on certain aspects of our Simba Sports Club so that we are at a level whereby we are able to command a recognition in the African continent. But there are other ways in which we will try and get some revenue beyond the borders of Tanzania.
Naika.
Okay, Mr. CEO, for the couple of months, the one who was in your post before, he takes Simba to the quarterfinal, was Champions League. What do you think? Is it you can say that it's a pressure for you to make Simba to go further away from that? And it was just unlucky to go to the semi-final. And similar to that, the old developmental will going to work with that. But the one which is important is football, Simba to play football. What do you think in the issue of having a good quality of players? Do you think Simba having those players at the way you saw them?
You see, it's always an issue when you come after such giants like Magori. He's done very well. He's had a successful stint with the club. It's not going to be easy. As he said, I'm coming at the point whereby we are restructuring. Football is played in cycles. A best team today might not be a best team for next season. That means it might be best up to this point. After that point, you need to break it down, get new players, get new mentality, get a number of players that can take you to the next 3 or 4 seasons. TP Mazembe didn't just win Champions League. It took them time. Mamelodi Sundowns back in South Africa, they didn't just win Champions League. They had to invest. They had to look at their players, look at their structures to ensure that after a certain time, they are able to sustain their winning. Also, it's very important to win because you've planned to win, not to win because now you find yourself, hey, I'm in the quarterfinals, hey, things are happening. No, it's important to win, knowing that you've planned for this. And the success that as the club has seen, we need to improve on that. You've asked me about the quality of players. I've seen players from afar. We've got decent players that can take us to the next level. It's just up to the coach and the technical team to ensure that they find proper combinations and ensure that we go to next level. I've watched even the last match when we played our first Vodacom Championship match. We played very well. We played very, very, very well. But it is important that we always keep pressure so that we are always on top of our game. So far, I'm happy with what I'm seeing from far. But obviously, as I get into the nitty-gritties of what is happening, I'll be able to make more comments on issues of players, how we play, and all the other things. But for now, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Obviously, we can improve or do better. Like any other situation, it's normal.
Kuna swali lingine jamani? Any other question? Yeah.
Mimi ningeomba nitumie lugha ambayo Mheshimiwa Rais amependekeza itumike kwenye SADC. Na na uhakika anajua vizuri Kiswahili. Mimi swali langu ni, huyu ni mtu ambaye ni mzoefu sana kwenye mambo ya mpira Afrika nzima. So kama kaongoza vilabu ambavyo ni vikubwa barani Afrika, kwa tayari amelisoma bara la Afrika kimpira, tatizo liko wapi na wapi tunafanya vizuri. Mimi na uhakika vilabu vyetu kwa ukanda wa Afrika Mashariki sio kwamba ni vilabu vikubwa sana, ni vilabu ambao tuna haso kufikia zile levels za vilabu vya wa Afrika Magharibi pamoja na ukanda wa Afrika Kusini pamoja na kaskazini kama Misri, Morocco na Tunis. Unahisi labda wewe kwa uzoefu wako kuongoza mpira na nini, sisi Afrika Mashariki tatizo liko sehemu gani labda ambalo umehisi tuna tatizo sana mpaka vilabu vyetu vinashindwa ku compete na vilabu vya South Africa and the North Africa and the West?
Yeah, maybe to translate. He's asking that you are very experienced in running football affairs in South Africa with biggest clubs, and it's just asserting that our clubs are not as big as South African clubs and the North African clubs. What do you think, by being here for a couple of weeks, what do you think you can identify as a big problem or hindering blocks for East African clubs prosper as South African clubs or North African clubs? North African clubs. What do you think is the problem? What is the hindrance for East African clubs not to prosper as the giant of South African clubs or North African clubs? I think. Sawan.
Firstly, I would say that don't underestimate your uniqueness as a country in terms of football. You love football here. What I've seen, it's not the same in South Africa. Yes, we support football in South Africa. We go to stadiums. But the matches I've seen here in Tanzania, people do really go to the stadiums. But you see, the economies as well of the two countries is different. I mean, I've done some little bit of research. You know, our economy is maybe 10 times more than the economy here in Tanzania. If you had the same numbers of people going to our stadiums back home, I'm telling you, we'll be one of the richest because we'll rake in a lot of money. But when you look at how much you spend going to the stadiums, for instance, how much is a ticket to enter the stadium, you know, compared to how much is a ticket back home, you know, those disparities makes it as if you are not good enough, or rather you are down there, because it's money. For you to compete against the best, you must have money to be able to buy players, to buy this, and compete at that level. You understand? So we need to take it step by step, introduce new reforms, and understand where we're going. Also, it's not advisable to pump in money, boom, all at once, hoping that there will be achievement. We need to build a number of things to ensure that that money that we pump back into the club is able to assist us to go forward. Make no mistake, in terms of support, in terms of supporting football, you are amongst the best here in Tanzania. But in terms of the biggest clubs as well, you know, one of the, Mr. Magori, one of the things is that, for instance, now, Kiswahili, of course, as I said in my opening remarks, that is now an official language within the SADC. But one of the hindrances is that somebody will pick up an article online that speaks about Simba, but now because he or she doesn't understand Swahili, it's not of interest to him. He loses interest. You understand? He's not going to read. But the more we understand these dynamics, now we start pushing like other languages when we communicate. So people say, oh, now they take the newspaper, they start reading now. Oh, we've got Mkude. Oh, we've got this player in Tanzania. We've got this player in Tanzania. Oh, they played over the weekend. This and this is happening. Now people starting to have an interest in what is happening in Tanzanian football. So it's going to be a process. I think all of us need to embrace it. We need to find ways to ensure that this football in Tanzania is known beyond the borders of Tanzania.
Okay. Kuna swali ingi tumemaliza? Okay. So mimi niwashukuru sana kwa kuweza kufika, na najua ilikuwa siku ya ni weekend, siku ambayo mara nyingi tufanye press, lakini jana tuliahirisha press kwa kufanya jana, lakini kwa sababu ya national team tukashindwa kufanya. Kwa hiyo niwashukuru sana. Mtapata contact za bwana Senzo, msaidizi wake ni Rispa pale. You get the contact from her, because especially from next week mimi nitakuwa ni CEO mstaafu. Kwa hiyo Senzo atakuwa na run affairs of the club on a daily basis kwa niaba ya board. Kwa hiyo kwanza niwashukuru sana kwa ushirikiano ambao mmenipa. Nimefanya kazi tangu mwaka jana Novemba, ilikuwa ni miezi 6, lakini ilibidi wakati natafuta CEO mwingine niendelee. Nashukuru sana wanahabari, nashukuru sana wana Simba na Watanzania kwa ujumla. Kwa wale ambao inwane wanala tumekwazana, ni waombe radhi. Ilikuwa ni kwa sababu ya nafasi yangu hiyo. Ila sasa hivi nimekuwa Magori, narudi kwenye ushabiki kabisa. Kwa hiyo sidhani kama tutakwazana. Kwa hiyo naomba radhi ambao tumekwazana. Tuombeane radhi ili tuweze kuelewa. They say I should repeat the media in Swahili. The media doesn't get it proper.
The speech in Swahili.
Repeat your Swahili speech. The media did not get it properly. This speech yake ndio nasema wakati anafungua.
Okay.
Arudie in Swahili. Kwa Kiswahili asome. Speech yote au ya mwanzoni? Let me, okay.
You want to do it for me?
Yeah, okay. Anasema hivi. Katika mkutano wa hivi karibuni wa SADC uliofanyika,
they want me to
yeye mmechelewa.
Sasa nimechelewa kaka rafiki.
Late. Okay, you read it. So they want to get you because they're late. I know this friends of ours.
Katika mkutano wa hivi karibuni wa SADC uliofanyika hapa Dar es Salaam, moja ya mazimio yaliyokuchiliwa na wajumbe iliwa kuwa kutambua Kiswahili kama moja ya lugha ramzi inayotumiwa na tumeza SADC. Ninajikuta kuwa inanibidi kufuata msimamo na kujifunza lugha hii kipekee inayozungumzwa Afrika Mashariki, hasa kwa sasa nikiwa mkazi wa hapa Tanzania kwa muda karibu.
Lakini nataka kufafanua kwa sababu bwana mlio swali zuri sana. Sio kama amelijibu, lakini vizuri sana media mkalipata kwa faida ya mpira wetu. Huyu bwana swali lake ameuliza, amekaa hapa muda huu hapa. Ni kitu gani nafikiri kinakwaza mpira wetu? Vilabu vyetu havina uwezo au fiki uwezo kama vilabu vya South Africa au kama North Africa. Unaona swali lake lilikuwa zuri sana. Senzo amejibu hivi. Kwa kwenda mpirani inawezekana hapa tunazidi hata South Africa au nchi nyingine. Tatizo linakuja hapa, nafikiria the difference ni uchumi. Sio kama unaelewa. Kwa mfano hapa kiingilio cha chini hapa tunachaji shilingi ngapi? Shilingi ngapi? 5,000. 5,000 dola ngapi? Dola 2. What's the minimum fee entry gate in South Africa?
How much? $10? About minimum it's about $9 or $10 minimum.
$10. Hiyo ndio ya chini. Kwa hiyo ina maana sisi kwa mfano
even shirts.
Ngoja nikwambie, shirts we sell here like the replica tunauza elfu ngapi? 30 eh? $13. Well, replica?
It's about a proper replica. It's about I mean, $100 is 1,000. It's about $90.
$90. So you see, the clubs are able to make money.
Yes.
Kwa mfano mechi ya Simba Day ile tulipata 370.
Really kidding.
Which means ingekuwa tunachaji $9-10 kama wanavyochaji, tungepata shilingi milioni ngapi hapo? 700 na kitu. Lakini hatuwezi kublame vilabu, ni level ya uchumi wa nchi huko chini. Kwa hiyo inabidi tubuni vyanzo mbalimbali vya kufanya tuongeze mapato. Na nakwambia hakuna shortcut ya mpira bila nini? Fulus, pesa. Nafikiri swali muhimu sana. Tuangalie pia watu jinsi ya kuweza kuwa customers wa vilabu. Point yake nyingine amesema, sio tu fans tu, customers. Kama na spendi hii kinakwenda Simba, kama nanunua hichi kinaenda Simba, kama na kunywa hichi kinakwenda Simba. Ndicho kwa maanisha kwamba everything you do, think how the club is getting the income.
Perfect.
Kwa ni hayo kusisitiza.
Perfect.
Jamani, nawashukuruni sana na Mungu awabariki. Weekend njema. Kesho tumpige jirani yetu.
Asanteni.
Thank you.
Tuende taifa
One
kesho.
pictures is fine. They can take pictures.
Pictures. Bana, picha pamoja naomba sio.
Nikemea kila siku. Naomba watu
Kamera yako mbaya.
Unaona?
Kwanza wapige ni hao.
Mtendaji mkuu mpya wa klabu ya Simba Senzo Mazingiza akipata picha pamoja na CEO ambaye anamaliza muda wake Crescentius Magori, lakini pembeni yao yupo afisa habari Haji Manara wakipata picha ya pamoja. Zoezi linaloendelea hivi sasa ni picha ya pamoja.
Kweli kabisa. Huyu nampenda sana ukijana. Sijui timu gani lakini I like.
Wanapata picha pamoja. Mtendaji mkuu mpya,
nitakupa tuzo maalum. Sawa, nikumbushe. Hujaikosa press.
Na mtazamaji wa Azam Sports 2, sisi hatuna la ziada kutoka hapa katika ukumbi huu jijini Dar es Salaam.